Hi, I'm Lorraine. Welcome to the District Yoga. In today's practice, we're going to open the space of the heart, but while doing that, we're going to keep a strong mind. We're going to start in a child's pose today, so go ahead and find your way. Let the knees open up, let the feet come to touch behind you. Forehead can come onto a block or to the mat. As the arms just start to reach forward, we're just going to start here and start to connect to our breath. Starting to draw down and into your practice, stepping onto your mat. And so today, again, we're going to get into the space of the heart. And this shape often feels like it's not necessarily a heart opener, but I want you to just notice or be aware of the back side of that heart space. So right where the spine is, start to just feel that energy there. Just noticing that not only do we have the front of the heart, but the back of the heart space as well. Today we'll tap into opening the chest, opening the upper body, but again, also paying attention to this back body or back side of our heart space. See if you can breathe into that. Again, just inviting this sense of a strong mind as well. And that although we will definitely open the space of the heart, the front and the back sides of it, when we're moving throughout this practice, we'll keep a strong and steady mind. Still breathing. Let's give this 5 last long, deep, and fluid breaths. Take one last full inhale through the nose. Exhale back out through the nose. And then if not already, just reach the arms forward, fingers spread wide. We're just going to crawl the hands towards the back of our lower body, so towards our knees, and press into the floor. We're going to come up into a hero's pose. So your knees are maybe going to come a little bit closer to touch. You're going to sit on your feet here. There could be space in between those knees if you needed it. You could also add a bit of padding or sit onto a block if that felt more appropriate for your body today. We're just going to take a couple moments to stretch the upper body before we start to move into our flow. Take a couple breaths here, just settle in. If you need to come to a comfortable cross-legged seat, that's also welcome. Take one more inhale where you are. Stay as you breathe out. And then once you're ready, we're going to reach that right arm. I'm not going to mirror you, so I'll be the opposite of you. Right arm's going to come down towards the side of your mat. And then we're going to drop that left ear over towards the left shoulder. And we're just going to find a stretch through that head and the neck, the right side here. If you need to adjust the hand, you can move it back. You can move it forward. You could extend it out more. I'm on my fingertips. You could also have a block underneath that hand. You decide. If you wanted a little bit more for the stretch of the head and the neck, you could absolutely bring the left hand to the top of the head and just gently add a little bit more pressure there. I'm going to go ahead and stay without it myself. Take your last few breaths. Should feel nice along the right side of the head and neck. Most of us tend to carry, tension and stress in the shoulders, so it should feel good. Take one last breath in. Massive breath out. Slowly lift the crown of the head back up towards the sky. Bring that right hand back in. Arms are going to come out wide to a T on an inhale. And then right arm's going to come underneath the left. We're going to find eagle arms or Garudasana arms. So you could find the wrap. The palms could maybe touch or the backs of the hands could touch. Whatever your eagle pose looks like in that upper body. Ultimately, we're trying to stretch through the back side of that heart space. Remember where we checked in that child's pose? Right in between the spine. So feel the energy through that space. They say that we receive through the back of the heart and we give through the front of the heart. See if you can tap into that. Noticing that we're opening the space where we receive, taking anything in. Last couple breaths. If you want to lift the elbows up a little bit more, you can, spreading those scapula away from each other, away from the spine. One last full breath. Exhale, release the arms out, maybe shake that out if you need. We're just going to switch sides. So if you're ready, left hand's going to come down to the mat, and then we're going to take the crown of the head up tall first. Drop the right ear towards the right shoulder. Then again, we're finding this stretch to the head and the neck on the left side this time. Take a couple moments, a couple breaths to check in. Just always noticing where you arrive. Maybe noticing one side might be completely different from the other. That's okay. If you need to adjust the hand forward or back or a little bit more out to the left side, you could. If you need to adjust the angle of the chin, that might feel good too. If you wanted to add that additional pressure, you could bring the right hand to the top of the head. Last few breaths. Just a nice slow start to open the front of the body, the upper body today. Take one more inhale. Slow as you need, we'll come out of that crown of the head up towards the sky. On your next breath in, arms wide to a T. We're going to come back to that eagle pose in the upper body. Left arm underneath the right. Wrap the hands, wrap the arms. Maybe palms touch, maybe not. And again, it could be different on this side. You could have one side that was tighter than the other, one side that's a bit looser than the other. Breathe into wherever you landed. And then again, just notice the back of that heart space here. Feeling the energy, just starting to wake up the back of the heart. Starting to wake up the upper body as well. Last few moments, again, if you want to lift the elbows, you could. You could also lower the elbows down. Sometimes that feels a little bit better depending on your body, depending on your anatomy. When you're ready, take one last full breath in. On the exhale, slowly release that out, maybe shake it out. We're going to come to a tabletop position just for transition. Maybe pat the feet out behind you if you were sitting on those shins. Maybe wiggle the hips. Let's take a couple cat-cows. So drop the belly down, send the gaze forward. Feel the collarbone spread, so that front of the heart here. Exhale, dome and round through the back, tucking that chin back of that heart space. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, dome and round through that back. Last round here, inhale. Exhale that out. Come back to a long neutral spine. We're going to step the feet back to an upper push-up position. Take a huge breath in here and then lower all the way down to the belly. We're going to unravel the toes, staying into stretching out the upper body before we get moving. Lower the cheek off to one side. Arms are going to come out to a nice T shape. So arms wide. We're creating this T with our body, belly on the mat, on the earth. Go ahead and bring your left hand underneath the left shoulder. Right arm's going to stay out into that T shape. And then once you're ready, we're going to roll onto the right side body here. So you could bend that left knee and then plant that left foot to the front or the back side of that right leg. Right leg still extended long. We're finding a nice stretch and opening through the right shoulder, right chest area, pecs here. Take a few breaths. Stay where you are. Just breathe. Again, no rush to get in any place. We will get there. We will work up that sweat, get into our bodies, staying strong in the minds. Last few moments. Again, just starting out to stretch and wake up, give a little circulation to the upper body. Take one last breath in. Slowly make your way back to center, so back to your belly, cheek off to the opposite side. Left arm comes out to a T. Right hand's going to come underneath the right shoulder. And then once you're ready, just gently roll onto the left side this time. Again, you could bend the right knee. You could extend that right leg long to meet the left. You decide. It's your stretch. And again, it might be different. That's okay if it doesn't look like it did on the other side. Take a few moments, settle in. Again, opening that pectoral, opening the shoulder on the left side. Last few breaths. One more full inhale. Slow, slow, slow. Roll back to center, coming back to the belly. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes, and then just press up to a plank pose. Find that engagement of the belly again. Once you're there, take a huge breath in. Go ahead and lift the hips up towards the sky. Maybe walk the feet in, find your first downward facing dog, and pedal that out. Just breathing in and out of the nose. We'll start to move our bodies just a little bit more. Maybe getting some of the lower body with us too. If you're with me, last few breaths, maybe some stillness in your downward facing dog. Your first one, it doesn't have to be your deepest. In fact, it probably won't be your deepest because as we move our bodies, as we get a bit warmer, you'll probably find a little more depth. Press the chest back. Slowly step to the top of the mat. Find yourself in a standing forward fold, maybe bent knees. On the inhale, hands to the shins. Find a halfway lift. Lots of length through the crown of the head. Belly sucks up and in. Exhale, forward bow. Dive back into the legs. From here, we're going to just interlace the hands behind the back. So find another stretch for the shoulders. So interlacing the hands, reaching the hands forward. You could have a generous bend or a little bend in the knees. Just stay here. 3 rounds of breath. One last stretch for the upper body before we start to move into our first warm-up series. Keep breathing. If you're with me, take that last inhale. Release the hands down to your mat. Find that halfway lift, one big breath. Exhale, forward dive back into the legs. On your next inhale, let's stand up. Reach up tall towards the sky. Arms follow. Hands to the heart space as you breathe out. Root down through the feet. Stay here a couple breaths. First warm up today. We'll just move slowly, move gently through these 6 shapes. First round together. On the inhale, reach up tall towards the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Dive into those legs. Find a half flat back, lots of length. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to that upper push-up position, and right away, lower down slow, chaturanga. Unravel the toes, hands stay where they are. Lift the chest, lift the heart. Find a cobra as you inhale. Exhale, lower back down. Stay here. We're going to get 2 more cobras like that. On an inhale, lift the chest, lift the heart. Exhale, lower back down. Last one like this. Inhale, find your cobra. Shoulders draw down and away from the ears. Lower back down, tuck the toes, either through table or plank. Come back to downward facing dog. Make your way. Let's just pick up the pace here. 1 breath, 1 movement, those 6 shapes really. If you're with me, press the heart back. Step or hop it, top of the mat. Half flat back, big inhale. Forward dive, exhale it out. Stand up, reach up tall. Forward dive as you breathe out, just right back into those legs. Half lift, breathe in. Plant the hands, step, hop, or float it right away through your vinyasa. Inhale, we lift our heart. Exhale, lower back down and make your way. Downward facing dog. Take 1 breath in. Huge breath out. Press the heart back. Step or hop it, top of the mat. Inhale, find that length. Exhale, bow it in. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, forward fold into those legs. Half flat back. Hands to your mat. Step, hop, or float it. You lower through chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, make your way back to downward facing dog. Come back in, massive breath in. Full breath out. Last round for these, press it back. To the top of your mat you go. Inhale, dive in. Inhale, upward salute, reach up tall. Exhale, back into those legs, forward dive. Half lift. Hands to your mat, step or hop it, you lower slow. Inhale, find your back bend of choice. Exhale, downward facing dog, make your way, stay here, big, massive breaths in. Maybe just noticing any subtle shifts as we move our bodies through those shapes. Again, strong mind as we start to open the space of the heart. Let's go ahead and move on into our second warm-up series. If you're with me, press the chest back. Step or float it, top of the mat. Inhale, find that half lift. Exhale, bow back in. Here's the change. Your feet can either be close together or they can be wide. Bend through the knees to 90. On the inhale, reach up for your chair pose, Utkatasana. Stay here. First time today, we're going to build a little bit of heat in our chair pose. But again, we're going to stay with the upper body. So not only getting into the lower body, let's stay into the upper body too. Reach up once more. Drop the hands behind the back. Let's find an interlace of the fingers. Roll the chest back, opening through the collarbone. Still in that chair pose. Maybe sink a little deeper. Stay and breathe. Weight shifted into the heels. Nice bend through the front, through the knees. Activation through the thighs. So we start to build a little bit of heat through the legs. Start to build a little bit of heat through the upper body as well with the hands interlaced behind. Chest opening, collarbone spreading. Feel the heart space open and get a little bit of energy there. Last few breaths. We're going to keep the interlace of the hands. So on a big inhale, let's just stand up, lift the chest, bow in, keep the interlace, maybe bent knees. Stay here, first round. When you're ready, one last breath in. Release the hands down. Find a half flat back. Plant the hands, step or float it. Your vinyasa, you lower. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale. On your breath in, right leg's going to lift up. 3-leg down dog. Exhale, we're going to step it through. Stay on the ball of the back toes. Once you're ready, come into your crescent lunge, root to rise. Stay strong in the lower body. Nice bend through that front right knee. So that stack of the knee right over that ankle. The hips are square towards the front of your space. Strong back leg. Breath is steady. Arms reaching up. Stay here just a couple more moments. We're just going to add. We're going to keep the legs strong. We're just going to change up the upper body here. Reach up on an inhale. Left arm forward, right arm back. Find an open arm variation of a twist. So we're twisting towards the right side of our space. And we're just breathing. Stay with it. Arms wide. Breath steady. Keep the legs as they are. We're going to use a little bit of core. So turn on that core, navel to spine. Arms are going to stay as they are. We're just going to lean the upper body forward. Stay here. Feel that in your lower body. Feel that in the core center. Feel that even in the arms as that left arm reaches. Breath steady. One last full reach forward. Cartwheel the hands down. Step the right foot back. Lower through vinyasa. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Come back in. Breath out. Yes. Let's try that out on the other side. Inhale, the left leg reaches long. Exhale, step it through. Ball of the back, left, right toes. Inhale, rise up. Reach up. Crescent on the other side. Stay with it. Breathe with it. Yes, I can. I can stay strong in that lower body. I can lift up through my upper body. I can stay tall. Last couple breaths, strong and steady through the legs. Remember, we're going to keep the legs as they are. Inhale, rise up, reach up. Exhale, right arm forward, left arm back this time. We twist towards the left side of our space. Find the activation again, still through the lower body, but also the upper bodies. We twist towards the left side. Last couple breaths here. Staying strong in that low left foot. Staying strong in that back right leg. Again, activate through the core center here. So zip in, inner thighs squeeze towards each other as well. We're going to lean that right arm forward. Stay here. Feel this in the upper body. Feel this in the legs. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Just a couple breaths. Yes, you can. One last full reach. Cartwheel the hands down, step it back and find a vinyasa. Inhale. Come back to downward facing dog. Take a couple breaths. That's going to be our second warm-up series, our warm-up B we'll call it. Feel this down dog out. We're going to take it one breath, one movement. So we'll pick up the pace, build the heat a bit more. If you're with me. Press the heart back. Slowly step or hop, top of the mat, fold. Half lift, inhale. Forward bow, exhale. Chair pose, arms reach up first. Drop the hands behind the back, interlace, chest lifts up. Stand up, keep the interlace. Forward fold with the interlace too. Release the hands, halfway lift. Hands to your mat, vinyasa, you could skip it. Inhale, downward facing dog, we all meet. Right leg lifts up, step it through. Inhale for crescent lunge. Exhale, open arm twist to the right. Lean forward on the inhale. Cartwheel the hands down, vinyasa, you lower slow. You could hover that foot for a 3-leg vinyasa. Left side, lift it up. Step it through. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, open twist to the left. Lean that right arm forward. Plant the hands. Find your vinyasa. You could hover that left foot. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Let's keep it moving. A couple more rounds. Heart presses back. Step or hop it, top of the mat. Half lift. Fold in. Chair pose, arms up. Drop the hands behind the back, interlace, chest lifts. Stand up, inhale. Keeping the interlace, forward fold, dive. Release the hands, half flat back. To your mat, step or hop it, vinyasa. Inhale. Down dog, getting warmer, right leg lifts. Step it to the top of your mat. Inhale for crescent, I reach up. Exhale, open arm twist to the right. Lean that left arm forward. Cartwheel it down. Vinyasa, maybe hover that right foot. Inhale. Downward facing dog, yes, left leg up. Step it through. Inhale, rise. Open twist to the left. Right arm reaches forward. Cartwheel the hands down. Vinyasa, you go. Inhale. Down dog. Let's get one last round for those. Body definitely warmer. Heart rate up. Last time for these. Press it back. To the top of your mat you go. Inhale, find that length. Exhale, fold in. Chair pose, big breath. Hands behind the back, interlace, chest rolls open. Stand up. Forward fold, keep the interlace. Release the hands, half flat back. To your mat, step or hop it, vinyasa. Inhale. Down dog, right leg lifts up. Step it through, ball of the back toes, crescent as I rise. Open to the right, lean the left arm forward, cartwheel the hands down. You decide your vinyasa. Inhale, down dog, last side for these, left side lifts up. Step it through. Inhale to crescent, left, open up, right arm forward. Cartwheel the hands down, your vinyasa. Inhale, down dog, come back in, breathe here. Just check into the breath. Maybe check into the front of that heart space. Maybe check into the back of that heart space. Maybe check into the mind. Open heart, strong mind here. Last couple breaths. Let's get a little break before we move into our next standing series. So if you're with me, press the chest back. Let's go ahead and drop the knees down to the mat. Find a tabletop position. We're going to open the chest a little bit more. So finding puppy dog pose. Keep the hips right over the knees. Let's crawl the hands forward. And then slowly melt the heart, maybe the forehead to the mat. Breathe here. If you needed a block underneath the head, that might feel good. Just again, opening the front of that heart space. Checking back in. Notice if you're resisting this shape. See if you can allow yourself to melt in just a little bit more. Not here much longer. Let's say 3 more rounds of breath. Breathe. If you're with me, last inhale. Exhale there. Slow, slow, slow. We're going to come back up to tabletop. I like to bring my hands one hand at a time underneath the shoulders. Tabletop position. Maybe wiggle the hips if that felt right. Start to tuck the toes back underneath. Come back into that downward facing dog. Breathe here. Let's move on into the next part of our standing series. It's going to be a fairly longer flow. We're going to put lots of shapes together here. We'll take the first round slow, typically like we always do, right? We're just downloading the shapes into our mind, still opening the heart, still keeping that strong and steady mind with us as we move. On your inhale, right leg's gonna sweep up long. Let's go ahead and bend that right knee. Open that hip, just like a little yawn for your hips here. Press through the hands. Keep breathing. And then if you want a little bit more, I'm going to maybe recommend or give you the option to flip over into a dancer's bridge or wild thing. If you did flip over, press those hips up towards the sky. Keep breathing. Yes, keep pressing into that left bottom hand. Last few breaths if you flipped over. If you're still in that 3-leg down dog, keep that right hip opening. On the inhale, right leg's going to lift up, 3-leg. Exhale, step that foot through. We're coming back to that crescent lunge. Inhale, I rise. Stay here. We're going to change it up here. On the inhale, reach up a little taller. Exhale, sweep the arms back down the ribs. Lightning crescent. We still stay strong in the legs. Upper body leaning over that front right leg. Arms down the ribs. Let's get 2 more like that. Inhale, rise up, reach up, crescent, legs strong. Arms down the ribs, sweep it back. Inhale, reach it up tall. Arms down the ribs, chest on thigh here. Inhale, come back up to crescent lunge. We're going to change the hips here. Back foot dials flat as you open up to warrior 2. First time today. Notice that front right foot is aligning with that back middle arch. Nice steady line as it intersects that back foot. Arms wide, breath steady. Stay here. Just check in. Again, we'll take this first round a bit slow. Strong in the legs. We're going to keep the legs as they are. Right arm's going to flip, right hand's going to flip up towards the sky. Reverse your warrior. Left hand either down to the side body or it wraps behind the back. You decide. Breathe it. That should feel nice through the right side ribs. On the inhale, reach up a little taller. We're going to come back to a warrior 2. So keep the arms wide. Interlace the hands behind the back. Chest is going to roll open. We're going to stay here. So upper body's going to stay upright. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Legs strong. Maybe sink back into that right knee. Yes. Notice the collarbones, they spread. Notice the front of the heart, it opens. Although I'm not forcing anything, I'm just gently allowing it to open as it needs. When you're ready, start to straighten that front right leg. Turn the right toes towards the front of your space or the side of your mat as the left toes turn towards the front of your mat or the back of your mat, really. So we're turning sides. Bring the arms back out wide. Warrior 2 towards the back of your mat. So that left leg is forward, right leg is back. And we just switch sides for our warrior 2 here. Breathe. Last few breaths. If you're with me, we're going to add on still. So straighten that front left leg. Reverse your triangle. Left arm up and overhead. Right hand down by the side. Maybe the gaze towards the right toes. Maybe the gaze towards the left fingers. Whatever feels best for you. Stay a couple moments. And then when you're ready, we're going to transition into half moon pose. So start to place a bend through that left front knee. Maybe heel toe that back foot a little forward first. Lean into that left foot. And maybe you have a block nearby. Left hand to a block or to your fingertips. The right leg is now floating in the air. It took flight. Right foot is flexed. So as if you were pressing that back right foot onto the wall at the top of your mat. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Right arm towards the sky. Breath steady. You're just here for 5. Just checking into this first balancing shape today. Half moon pose, Ardha Chandrasana. Balancing on the left leg. Notice we really haven't been on the left leg too long, so it shouldn't feel super tired quite yet. Right arm's going to lift up a little taller. Bring the right hand to the right hip. We're going to square that right leg, square that right hip as both hands come down. Standing split, right toes reach. Stay here. Breathe. Inhale, toes are going to reach up a little taller. Exhale, forward fold. Dive into those legs. Yes, maybe bent knees. Maybe sway the hips side to side. Take a couple moments. If you're with me, let's go ahead and switch that out. So half flat back. We'll get a vinyasa to wash all of that out. Lower through chaturanga. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale, back in. Now the front of your mat is really the back of your mat, or what was the back of your mat, right? Let's switch to that left leg. Inhale the left leg up. Bend the knee, open the hip. Again, you decide. Either stay with the hip opening, or you find that flip over into a dancer's bridge or a wild thing. Hips lift up if you did flip over. Breathe. Keep pressing into that right hand. Keep lifting those hips if you did flip. Keep opening the hip if you didn't. Keep breathing. Strong and steady. Massive inhale. Lift the hips a little bit more if you flipped it over. We're all going to meet back in 3-leg down dog. So left leg's going to lift back up. Inhale. Step the foot through. Come back to crescent lunge. Rise up. Reach up. Crescent on the left side. Legs still strong and steady. Take it all in. Let's add that chest to thigh flow. Inhale, reach. Sweep the arms down the ribs. Stay for your first one. Feel the activation through the legs. Feel the activation through the core. Crown of the head reaching forward. Breathe. Yes, let's flow this a couple times. Inhale, rise up, reach up. Arms down the ribs, exhale. One more like that. Inhale. Chest to thigh, exhale. Come back to crescent lunge, reach. Warrior 2, open out and settle in. Warrior 2 on the left side. Although you've been here before, we're just going to hold it a little bit longer. Breathe strong and steady. Gaze over that front middle finger. Stay with me. Again, lots of shapes in this standing series. Taking them slow. We're still on that first round, second side. If you're with me, flip that left palm. Let's reverse our warrior. We'll keep the legs as they are. If you came out of that bend in the front knee, sink back into it. Find that side body stretch. Yes, I can. Stay with me. Last full reach here. Come back to warrior 2 arms. Keep the legs as they are. Drop the hands behind the back. Interlace the fingers. Roll the chest open. Breathe. Yeah, stay with it. Strong in the legs. Light and open through that upper body. Feel the heart space. Maybe feel the energy of that beating heart. That energy that you created. Stay with it. We're going to keep the hands interlaced. We're going to straighten that left leg. So straighten, straighten, straighten. Turn the left toes towards the side of your mat. Turn the right toes back towards the front of your space. Hands still interlaced. Stay for a couple more breaths. That right knee, make sure it's tracking towards the right corner of your mat, not towards the left. We just externally rotate that right hip. Come back to warrior 2, arms wide. Straighten that front right leg. Reverse your triangle. Right arm up and back. Left hand drops. And remember, we do have a big transition coming. If you had a block and you wanted to move it, you absolutely could. Reverse your triangle. Last breath in. As you rebend that front right knee, we're going to shift forward into half moon pose. Ardha Chandrasana. block underneath the right hand, maybe. Otherwise, the fingertips are on the floor or you're hovering. That could be a little bit of a challenge for you today. Stay with it. Flex through those left toes. 5 breaths. Yes, I can. Breathe. Last few moments, last few breaths. If you're with me, start to lift that left arm a little taller. Left hand to the left hip. We're going to square that left hip down. As the left hand comes to meet the right, we find our standing split. And we find a nice stretch through that right hamstring, right bottom leg. Toes reaching, head hanging heavy. Breath staying steady. Beautiful. Inhale, toes up. Forward fold. Come back in. Dive in. Half flat back. Inhale. Hands to your mat. Step or float it. Vinyasa as you lower. Heart's going to rise. Downward facing dog. Come back to this down dog. We meet back here. Maybe noticing if our down dog is just a little deeper. Body definitely warmer. We're going to take all that and flow it through one breath, one movement. Breathe. On the next inhale, right leg's going to lift up. Bend the knee, open the hip, just that, no flipping. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, step it through. Come to your crescent lunge, rise. Chest on thigh, breathe out. 2 more like that, inhale. Chest to thigh, exhale. Lift it up using that core. Chest to thigh. Inhale, rise. Exhale, warrior 2, open out. Reverse on a big breath. Beautiful. Arms back to warrior 2. Interlace the hands behind the back. Chest is going to lift. Straighten that right leg. Right toes turn. Left toes turn. Come back to warrior 2. Back of your space. Straighten that left leg. Reverse your triangle. Big inhale. All the way to half moon pose. As you exhale, stay here. Massive breath in. Right arm reaches. Right hand to the right hip. Square it down. Standing split. One massive breath in. Forward fold. Dive out. Halfway up. Hands to your mat. Step or hop it. Inhale. Down dog. Exhale. Yes. Left leg rises. Bend the knee. Open the hip. Inhale. Back to 3 leg. Step it through. Root to rise. Chest on thighs. Inhale. Chest to thigh. One more. Reach it. Arms down the ribs. Come back up. Warrior 2. Open. Reverse on the inhale. Come back to warrior 2. Interlace those hands behind. Chest lifts. Straighten that left leg. Turn the left toes. Turn the right toes. Back to warrior 2. Beautiful. Straighten that right leg. Reverse your triangle. All the way to half moon. Use that breath out. Stay here. Massive breath in. Left hand to left hip. Square it down. Standing split. One last big breath. Forward fold. Dive back out. Whew. Half lift. To your mat. Step or hop it. Vinyasa. Inhale. Down dog. Exhale. Let's get one more like that. Right leg draws long. Bend the knee. Open the hip. Back to 3-leg dog. Step it through. Inhale, I reach it. Exhale, chest to thigh. Inhale, rise. Chest to thigh. Inhale, lift. Arms down the ribs. Come back to crescent. Warrior 2, exhale. Reverse on a big inhale. Beautiful. Come back to that warrior 2. Drop the hands behind the back. Interlace, chest rises. Straighten that right leg. Right toes turn. Left toes turn. Come back to that warrior 2 as you breathe out.
Beautiful. Straighten that left leg. Reverse that triangle. Half moon pose. Shift your way forward into that balancing shape. Stay here. 3 rounds of breath. Really feel that right foot flexing and pressing. Really feel that right arm growing tall. Massive inhale. Reach that right arm up. Right hand to the right hip. Square the right hip down. Right hand to the mat as you find your standing split on this left leg. Stay. I'm going to give you an option here. Option to bend that right knee and try to reach that knee up towards the sky. You could also, if you wanted a little bit more, bring that left hand to hover. Maybe catch that right foot with the left hand. Just an additional stretch through the right quadricep here. Lots of balance. If you're still in standing split, beautiful. Stay there. Breathe there. One last inhale. If you have the foot, slowly release that left hand back down. Standing split. Forward fold. Dive back in. Yes. Half lift. Forward fold. Stay here. Breathe here. Just let the head hang super heavy. Just feel all of that before we get to the other side. Breathe. Find a half lift. Hands to your mat. Step, hopper, float it through that chaturanga. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, down dog. Breathe it here. Left leg's gonna lift up. Bend the knee, open the hip. Inhale, back to 3 leg. Step it through. Inhale, reach it. Chest to thigh, exhale. Inhale, lift it. Chest to thigh. One more like that. Inhale. Come back, chest to thigh, airplane. Inhale, reach it up. Warrior 2, open out. Reverse on a massive inhale. Beautiful, come back to warrior 2. Interlace those hands behind the back. Chest rolls open. Straighten that left leg. Left toes turn. Right toes turn as we come back into warrior 2. Arms spread. Beautiful, straighten that right leg. Reverse that triangle. All the way into that balancing shape, half moon pose. Right hand down, left arm up. Stay here. Breath steady. Can I stay with that strong mind? Can I stay with that open heart? Notice maybe the heart space a little bit more open here. One more inhale. Left hand to the left hip. Square that hip down first and then bring that left hand down, standing split. Again, option to stay here. If you want a little bit more, bend through that left knee this time. Left knee lifts towards the sky. If you want a little bit more than that, right hand hovers and maybe reaches for that left foot. Yes, maybe. You might fall. That's okay. Come back wherever you are. Last couple breaths. Standing splitters. Beautiful. Stay there. Beautiful. Inhale. Right hand back down. If you took that foot, extend it back out. Forward fold. Massive breath out. Stay and breathe. Yes, you're almost there. We just have one little bit left for standing. I promise. A little bit of more balance and a little bit more opening for the heart space. Half flat back inhale. Hands to your mat. Step, hopper, float it. Wash that out. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Breathe out. Yes. Last little thing. Right leg's going to lift up. Step the foot through. Come to that crescent lunge. Massive breath in. Warrior 2. Breath out. Strong and steady. Stay here. Again, we're going to get a little bit more balance. Reverse your warrior. Massive breath in. Come back to that half moon pose. So lean forward, right hand down to a block or your fingers. And then just explore this shape again as you come into balance. I'm going to give you an option to open the heart in this pose. And it may not be for you today. It might or might not be. You're going to know your body. You're going to know your abilities today. Go ahead and bend through that top left knee and maybe reach back and grab that top left foot with the left hand. Once you get there, we're going to press that foot into the hand, rolling the left side of that chest open. Shavasana in this half moon pose. Breathe. Keep pressing that foot in the hand. If you fell, who cares? Come back to wherever feels appropriate. Last couple breaths. It should feel like a nice quadricep stretch. You could have a micro bend in the bottom right knee, but we're also opening that left side of our heart space. One last inhale. If you have the foot, we're going to come back to meet everybody at half moon pose. Yes, I can. A bend through the bottom knee. Let's come back to warrior two. Straighten that front leg. Reverse your triangle just like before. That should feel like a little bit of relief for that right foot, right ankle. Breathe here. Last couple breaths. All right, arms come out wide. Turn the right toes in. Kick the heels in. Lower the hips. Come into that goddess pose. We're going to find eagle arms. Right arm underneath the left. Eagle arms, just like where we started. The only difference, our lower body is just in this goddess pose with us. Stay here for 5. Beautiful for 4. Last 3. Inhale. Exhale, stay. Maybe sink a little lower. Arms wide. Straighten the legs. Reach up. Toes turn back in. Warrior two towards the back of your mat, just like before. Let's wash this out. Reverse inhale. To your mat, find a vinyasa as you lower slow. Heart's gonna lift. You're almost there. Downward facing dog, just the other side. You can do it, I promise. Inhale, that left leg rises. Exhale, step it through. Rise up, crescent on the inhale. Warrior two, as you breathe out, yes. Reverse on a massive breath in. Half moon pose on the breath out. Remember, stay here. Find the balance. Find the breath. Option to stay is always there. If you want a Shavasana, maybe that right knee bends, maybe you reach back. And again, these are all maybes. Maybe you did it on the other side and you don't do it on this side. That's okay too. If you have the foot, really press the foot into the hand. Roll that right chest, right heart space open. Breathe as you balance. Strong mind, open heart. Stay here. Last couple breaths, nice quadricep stretch. Although we didn't really get into the legs too much. Definitely touched them as we came into this standing sequence, but focus being more on that open heart, upper body. Last few moments. If you have Shavasana, we're slowly going to come back to meet everybody. Half moon pose. Use your core. We're going to land back down to warrior two as you lift the upper body. Crown of the head reaches. Straighten that left leg. Let's reverse that triangle. Should feel good here. Breathe. We're almost there. Just a few last shapes. You know where we're going. Inhale, left arm reaches. Warrior two arms. Turn the left toes in. Kick the heels in. Find goddess pose with the legs first. And then when you're ready, left arm underneath the right. Eagle arms, lower body and goddess. Breathe. You're almost there. You really only have one more shape after this. One last vinyasa, and then we'll cool it down. Open the back of that heart. Again, that's where we receive, and you are absolutely worth receiving. Lower down into your goddess a little bit more. Unravel the arms, straighten the legs, toes turn in. Beautiful warrior 2 towards the front of your mat. Bend that right knee. Reverse inhale to your mat. Vinyasa, your last one. Wash it all out. Inhale. Down dog. Exhale. Yes. Press the heart back. Set the knees down. Find a child's pose. Breathe here. If the arms reaching forward is too much, you could always bring the hands down the side body. Just find a couple moments to let the body start to cool down. Breathe. Strong and steady. We got a couple last shapes before we get to our Shavasana. So from your child's pose, if not already, arms reach back forward. We're going to bring the hands back towards the knees. Lift the upper body as if we were coming to that hero's pose again. We're not. We're going to come into a back bend or another heart opener. Back bends can often be a heart opener as well. So come up to the knees. We're going to come into what we call camel pose or Ustrasana pose. The knees are about as wide as the hips. Option to tuck the toes underneath. I'm going to probably do that today. Hips are going to reach forward. So notice that action, almost as if you're starting to tuck your tail and press the hips forward. We're going to keep that action with us. Our core is going to stay engaged. And then option here, many options. You could keep the hands really towards the thighs and just start to lean back. That could be enough. You could reach the arms up, and then one hand drops maybe to that heel, and then the other one follows. Again, notice the action. I'm still pressing the hips forward, finding your camel pose. If neither of those options work for you, you could keep the hands at the low back and just press the hips forward. That could be your camel pose. Otherwise, find your variation and take about 5 deep breaths. Noticing again the front of the body. That heart space open and ready, not only to give, but to receive. Breathe. Last couple breaths. We're going to come out of this one really slow. So slow, slow, slow. Using your core to lift up. If you wanted to come to a child's pose, you could. Otherwise, just sit back on the heels. Take a couple breaths, let that just dissolve. And we're going to make our way onto our back. So however that means, crossing the legs behind you, scooting the legs off to the side, and coming onto your back. Give yourself a little rock side to side as you hug those knees into the chest once you get there. Massaging that low back. Plant the feet about hips width. We're going to get one more back bend. It's bridge or wheel. If you wanted wheel, if that was in your practice and you have enough heat in your body today, you absolutely could go there. The hands just come by the ears, palms onto the mat. I'm going to go ahead and take a bridge pose today. So palms are going to come down by the sides, down by the hips, palms onto the mat. Feet are about hips width, and then take a breath in. Stay for the breath out.
press through the feet once you're ready. Lift the hips up towards the sky. Maybe roll the shoulders underneath. One last little opening for the front of our body here. And then if you did come to bridge pose, notice if you're clenching those glutes. See if you could just relax, get a little softer in those glutes. 5 breaths. If you're in wheel, press through the hands, press through the feet. Find that opening through the hips as they lift up towards the sky. Beautiful. Last couple breaths. If you're with me, massive inhale, lift up a little higher. Lower, back down, hips to the mat. Hug the knees into the chest. Give yourself a little rock. We're going to close with a nice supine twist. So you decide if you want to take both knees, you can. I'm going to do the single leg variation, keeping a hold of the right knee, extending the left leg out long. Right arm's going to come out towards the side of your space, the side wall. And then once you're ready, that right knee, we're just going to bring it up and over across the left side. Again, if you wanted the double knee variation, you just drop both knees over to the left. Finding your nice supine twist. Should feel nice for the spine. Should also feel nice for this right side of our chest. Last couple breaths. Find your last bit of twist. Slowly navigate back towards center, back onto your back, hugging both knees in. When you're ready, keep a hold of the left knee, extend the right leg out long. Left arm out towards the side of your space, and then once you're ready, either both knees or one knee drops over towards that right side. Finding your twist. Last few breaths. Never forcing or jamming into this twist, just letting it come to you. Last little bit here, find your twist. Come back through center. Let's hug the knees into the chest. Give yourself a nice squeeze into a nice little ball. Squeeze the fingers, squeeze the toes. Massive breath in. Shavasana as you breathe out, extending those legs out long. Finding and taking up as much space as you need. If you're with me, go ahead and bring both hands to the heart. Just feel the energy of that heart space. The energy that you created, that you've always had in this region of the heart. Maybe feeling the motion of your heart beating. Maybe a nod to yourself and a note to yourself that you are worth receiving as much love and as much energy as you give.
The energy of your heart exudes not only from the front, but also the back of the heart. See if you can let that stay with you today. If you have more time, please stay and linger. Otherwise, thank you so much for sharing your energy with me. I hope you leave with an open heart and a strong mind. Namaste.